Hello everyone and welcome to this second video in our series about content migration to Prismic. In the first video, we learned about what is the recommended process to follow to successfully migrate to Prismic. The last step of that process was about writing a migration script to migrate our data from our current website to Prismic, and this is what this video is about. So let's get into it. So we're back in our project. From here, we can see we have the few document types we created in an earlier video, and we can create at the root of the project a new migrate.mts file. This is our migration script, and this is where we will write in this video and the future video all the scripting logic to migrate our content to Prismic. For now, let's just add a quick console log inside it with like a hello world, save this file so I can show you how to actually execute this file. So once our file is saved, we can get back to the console and run the npx tsx command followed with the name of our script. And if I run this command, we can see hello world printed in our console. Great. But all right, let's start doing some real code. So first of all, we'll make sure we have a few dependencies installed, namely Prismic client, Prismic migrate, and finally .env, which will comment in a minute. You'll see why. Once the dependencies are installed, we can get back to our code, get rid of the console log, and import everything as Prismic from Prismic. So the first thing we need to do is to create our write client, which will be our key to talk to both the migration API and the asset API. So we'll go const write client equal prismic.create write client. So to create a write client, we need two things. First of all, we need our repository name. So this one is quite simple to grab. You can see it's available inside size machine config. So we'll import our repository name for it from slice machine config.json, and we can provide it with our repository name. As you can see, TypeScript is still not happy. Indeed, we need another argument. We need the write token of our repository. And our write token, because we don't want it to be exposed within our code, we'll have it as an environment variable, Prismic write token, and this is where .env will come handy. So to use .env, we just create a .env file. Inside it, we pass the name of the environment variable we need to create, and then equals the value of our token. So for this environment variable file to be loaded, we just need to import .env/config, and this will make sure to import our environment variable from here. And just to shut up TypeScript to be sure we have the environment variable, just add a quick exclamation mark here that just says, yeah, trust me, bro, it's a string. So from here, well, we still don't have our token, like this is a dummy token. So to grab your token, what you will need to do is to go to Prismic, go to the settings tab of your repository, navigate to the API and security tab, the write API tab, and here you can create a new migration application, let's say, add the token, and this will give you a token here that you can copy and paste inside your environment file here. Good, so we now have a write client setup. The next step for us is to create a migration object. To do so, we can create a constant called migration and call prismic.createMigration. That's it. The migration object is really the object we will interact with the most in the next videos, because this is where we create assets and documents we plan to migrate to Prismic. At the end of our script, what we'll need to do is to actually execute that migration. And to do so, we can call writeClient.migrate with our migration. This will effectively transfer all the data created in our migration over to Prismic. One thing, Andy, that I really recommend you to set up here is to provide it with a reporter option. The reporter option will receive various events happening during your migration, and you can just console log them to your console so that at least you know that something is happening. And in the event there's an error within your code, like you'll know when it happened. Okay, so we're done scaffolding our migration script. We can save this file and give it a dry run in our console by again running npx tsx and our migration script. This will run our first migration to Prismic, but as you can see here, it's reporting some events, but no documents or assets have been created yet because we didn't declare any on our migration object. So from here, all the work we'll need to do will happen between creating our migration object to executing our migration. This is where we will actually fetch data from our existing website, convert those data to Prismic format, and create documents and assets on our migration object. So go check out the next videos in this series to get started with all of that, as we learn how to create our first documents in the migration object.